Ever wondered how hackers manage to stay untraceable? Ever heard of MAC spoofing? In the vast world of cybersecurity, there are numerous techniques employed by hackers and digital security professionals alike. One such method is MAC spoofing. But before we delve into that, let's talk about what a MAC address is. Standing for Media Access Control, the MAC address is a unique identifier assigned to a network interface for communications at the data link layer of a network segment. In simpler terms, it's like your device's unique name in the digital world that helps it communicate with other devices. Now, what if someone could change this name, or rather, this address? That's what MAC spoofing is all about. It's a technique where a hacker changes their device's MAC address to impersonate another device, effectively staying under the radar while performing potential malicious activities. So, MAC spoofing is a method where the hacker changes their device's MAC address to impersonate another device. Interesting, isn't it? You might be thinking, why would anyone want to change their MAC address? Well, there are several reasons why MAC spoofing is important. First off, let's talk about anonymity. By altering your device's MAC address, you can effectively hide your device's identity on a network, making it harder for anyone to track your activities. Secondly, MAC spoofing can help bypass filters or restrictions. Some networks may limit access based on MAC addresses. By changing yours, you can gain access to these restricted areas. Lastly, for those interested in cybersecurity, MAC spoofing is a crucial part of security testing. It allows penetration testers to probe network vulnerabilities and assess how robust a system's defenses are. To put it simply, MAC spoofing is like a digital disguise, providing a layer of protection and access that wouldn't otherwise be available. So, whether it's about staying incognito or bypassing a system's security, MAC spoofing can be a handy tool. Now, how does MAC spoofing work? Here's a simple step-by-step guide. Let's dive into the fascinating process of MAC spoofing. First things first, you need to identify your current MAC address. Every network interface card has a unique MAC address assigned by the manufacturer. On a Windows machine, you can find this by opening the command prompt and typing ipconfig/all. For macOS or Linux, open the terminal and type ifconfig. Once you have your MAC address, the next step is choosing a new one. Remember, it's essential to maintain the same format as your original MAC address. It's typically a 12-digit hexadecimal number, arranged in 6 pairs separated by colons. Now comes the fun part, implementing the change. On a Windows device, you'll need to open the Device Manager, go to your network adapter's properties, and choose the network address or locally administered address option in the Advanced tab. Here, you can enter your new MAC address. For macOS or Linux, you'd use the terminal command sudo ifconfig n0 ether, followed by your new MAC address. N0 represents the network interface, which might be different depending on your system. The process might sound complex, but once you get the hang of it, it's quite straightforward. However, remember that the steps could vary slightly based on your operating system, so always double-check with a reliable source. After you've made the change, it's crucial to verify it. You can do this by going back to the command prompt or terminal and repeating the initial command. If everything went well, the system should display your new MAC address. There you have it. You've successfully spoofed your MAC address. But here's a crucial note. MAC spoofing is a powerful tool, and like all powerful tools, it should be used responsibly. It's essential for ethical hacking and network troubleshooting, but can also be used maliciously. And voila, you've just changed your MAC address. But remember, always use this knowledge responsibly. With great power comes great responsibility, and MAC spoofing is no different. As intriguing as MAC spoofing may sound, it doesn't come without its fair share of risks. It's like a Pandora's box, with both good and bad waiting to spring out. Let's unravel this box and understand the possible dangers linked to MAC spoofing. The most glaring risk is undoubtedly its potential misuse for illegal activities. MAC spoofing can be used to impersonate devices, bypass security measures, or even infiltrate networks. This could lead to data theft, unauthorized access, or worse, cyber attacks. In the wrong hands, MAC spoofing can transform from a harmless tool into a fearsome weapon. Additionally, MAC spoofing can expose potential security vulnerabilities. A seemingly secure network could be breached if an attacker spoofs the MAC address of a trusted device. It's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. undetected, and dangerous. But before you start seeing MAC spoofing as a villain, let's remember one thing. It's not the tool that's good or bad, it's how we use it. That's where the concept of ethical hacking comes into play. Ethical hackers, or white hat hackers, use techniques like MAC spoofing to identify and rectify vulnerabilities in a system. They're the good guys, using their skills to make the cyber world a safer place. So how can we mitigate these risks and detect MAC spoofing? Well, the first step is constant vigilance. Monitor your network for any suspicious activities. Use security tools that can detect anomalies, like sudden traffic surges or unknown devices on the network. Regular audits and penetration testing can also help keep the system secure. Moreover, implementing robust authentication and encryption protocols can thwart most MAC spoofing attempts. It's like putting up a sturdy fence around your house. It won't stop all intruders, but it will definitely make their job tougher. Just like any other tool, MAC spoofing can be a double-edged sword. Use it wisely and stay ethical. Remember, it's not about having the power to exploit, but the wisdom to protect. That's a wrap on MAC spoofing, folks. We've delved into the depths of this interesting yet complex cybersecurity technique. To recap, we started with understanding what MAC spoofing is, a strategy where a hacker masks their device's MAC address to impersonate another device. Why? Because it's a crafty way to bypass network access controls or to hide malicious activities. We then moved on to the process of MAC spoofing, illuminating the steps involved in this deceptive act. But like every rose has its thorn, MAC spoofing also comes with potential risks. Yes, it can compromise network security and personal privacy. However, we've also discussed measures to mitigate these risks. The knowledge of MAC spoofing is not just for hackers, but also for those who wish to defend against it. This is a testament to the fact that in the world of cybersecurity, knowledge truly is power. Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay ethical.